Alrighty. We are continuing with Miles Edgeworth. Boosh. All right. We are continuing onward. There we go. The Grand Turnabout. Middle. This is a 3-act structure, or a 5-act structure, maybe. I don't know, man. It's a long one, that's for damn sure. Hi, how's tricks? I'm doing alright today. Can't complain. John, have anything to say? What do you want? John, I'd like you to tell me about the exact details of your kidnapping. You were kidnapped at the garbage pickup area, right? Why'd you go there? You don't have to act as a go-between. I can just talk to the old man directly. So he says. Looks like he's finally starting to warm up. I went to the garbage pickup to throw away the flowers I found on the body. It was nearby, and so I thought it'd be harder to find there than if I could just toss them in a trash can. So you said it was Pa's 70th. Tricky for sure. They're not for sale. Ooh, my. Turning tricks out here, Crush. Is that how it is? Or maybe not turning tricks out here. Yeah, if you toss them in the garbage can, that'll be easier to find. I went there last night, too, but the gates were locked. That's why you went there again today to dispose of them. When I got there, someone suddenly grabbed me from behind and used Sleepy Z on you, right? Catching Z's is now super easy with Sleepy Z's. Even though she was also a victim to it, she seems to have taken a liking to the slogan. Whoever grabbed me was really strong, but that's all I know. I have no idea who it was. An old married guy? Ah, come on! Put you on a street corner, you'd be... I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just gonna drop it. Oh, man. All right, moving on. All right, so that's what happened. Alrighty. Stop moving around. That's where my mic stand, like, tilts. I don't know, all over the place. Are subscriptions down? You want to pit me on like that? Nah, subscriptions are up, man. I'm at 26 right now. It's nutso, bro. Starting the new year off right. Well, that emo's not showing up in chat, but it is showing up on screen. Interesting. Oh, there it goes. Now it showed up. Maybe it's my internet. My internet was being dumb. Hell yeah, man. I'm trying to remember, did I get a sub bomb? It seems weird that I have 26 subs. Not like weird as like a bad thing, but it's like, I don't really remember all that, but anyways. Also, I'm yawning a lot. I ate an entire pizza for dinner, and it's like a carb overload. I think I might be going into a coma. All right, time for sleep. All right, let's send you off with a nice Miles Edgeworth. After the drugs wore off, did you notice anything about your surroundings? Those drugs were brought to you by Sleepy Z. It was kind of cold when I woke up. I was in a dark, empty room. Boxes with foreign writing on them were lying around, so I figured I was in a warehouse. The whole place was like a giant refrigerator, a commercial warehouse. That's right. John was rescued thanks to the collective efforts of Kay and Detective Gumshoe. Still a bit cold, the cooling unit's power must not have been cut for too long. For some reason, they didn't think to take my phone, so I used it to call for help. In any case, it's good that you're safe and sound. I don't need your fake sympathy, old man. An incorrigible child. He's just like a certain someone I know. Alright, let's talk to everybody, I guess. Does Lotta have anything to say? What a scoop! Would you look at that? These folks have turned green! Maybe they're sick? Their clothes are green too. The clothes are all green. I reckon this ain't no ordinary disease. You picked up on something good. Looks like you're talking. Take it to the next level. Chief, looks like there's no way we'll be getting a word in. Despite being edgy, John has more tact than most of the people in this universe. That is fairly accurate. Scruffy, don't you dare say a word. I'm warning you. Eek! Straight to Earth. Please help me, sir. What is it, Gumshoe? It's about the story behind the SS5 incident, sir. Even though Blaze may have lost his authority, there's no way he can get at confidential documents this quickly. I got me curious, so I made a few calls and asked around. And I found out that Miss Von Karma used all sorts of forceful tactics to... Scrubby, I thought I warned you. Eek! Meant a lot for us, Francisco. I promise I will bring this to the end. Bring this to an end with my own hands. Alright, Lang, what you got for me? 3 flower beds. And snow. Agent Lang, what's the matter? Something strange. I wasn't able to read the SS5 incident case files until now. Since Blaze had access to that information restricted. Why wait? I'm going under. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Sometimes I get what do you call headset hair. The hair directly underneath where the headband is right there. It's a little flipped up there. Alright, leave you right there. Perfect. Blaze had all access to that information restricted. That's right. And yet, I feel like I've seen this exact scene somewhere before. What do you mean? Where did I see this? If I could just remember. Adorbs. Aw, thanks, bud. I'm out here trying, you know. Good old cowlick. Is that what a cowlick is? I always thought a cowlick was like the spot on your head where your hair originates from. It's like you look at like a baby's hair, right? You'll see there's like a spot where it kind of like swirls out from. Who cares? I'm sure someone will Google it and find out for me, but I think that has a name. Is it your crown? Maybe it's just the crown. I don't know. What do I know? He looks deep in thought. I should leave him alone for a while. After the SS5 incident, the president completely changed. Well, he must have felt like his trust had been betrayed. I guess it's only natural. He cut off all ties with the Lang clan, putting an end to our deep bond of trust. Okay, never mind. Cowlicks appear when the growth direction of the hair forms in a spiral pattern. Oh. Huh. Interesting. AP, that's not a bad idea. It's honestly not that bad of an idea. I also thought something similar of like, what if the guy died and they just put a copy in his place, right? Because it's like, because he even said it himself, where he was like, it almost seems like he was a different person. It's like, what if he is? The question is, who replaced him, right? My hands are cold. I don't know what to do about it. My old man wanted to at least apologize in some way. He tried to go see the president more times than I can count. The president refused to meet with him. He wouldn't even give him the time of day. I don't know if it was from the I don't know if it was from the bodyguards, but there was times he'd come back up all beaten up. Huh. Me standing around talking about the past doesn't do jack, does it? I shall be the judge of that. For now, just keep telling us what you know. You're still as tactless as ever. Well, I figured you'd say as much. The fall of my old man was also the fall of the Lang clan. The family that failed to protect the president. That's what we became. My old man started to investigate the case like he was possessed. Could someone so driven by obsession truly conduct a proper investigation? Sheesh. You really don't pull any punches, Mr. Prosecutor. Don't think I blindly trusted in his investigation just because he's my old man. His investigation was meticulous, down to the last detail. Apparently, he even conducted a thorough interview with each and every kid at the orphanage. Damn. Oh, he definitely has a wolf persona. That's his profile picture, for sure. When he's not on duty, he's wearing one of those 3 wolf t-shirts howling at the moon. He interviewed every child. I wonder how fruitful his results were. SS5 incident that occurred 12 years ago. I guess I should tell you everything. My old man failed to protect the country's #1 VIP. Because of that, he put everything on the line on his hunt for the culprit after the incident. During that time, my old man, he was like a lifeless ghost. If he had just caught his prey, he might have been able to forgive himself. But that shrew, Roland, she managed to get away scot-free. My old man couldn't repay his debt to the president, nor could he unravel the case. And so began the nightmare that our wolf pack still hasn't woken up from to this day. Satisfied? Young Lang's heart became wounded just as badly. Agent Lang, I can sympathize with your father's regrets. However, all we can do is perform a thorough investigation of this case. I hope your words will serve as some kind of clue. That's all you have to say? Sheesh, all that talking was a real waste of time. What is this emote you have? Awakens. Maybe John isn't actually Justine's child. Is the rightful heir to Ch.5? CJ just went ahead and subscribed to Josh real quick. I have any logic pieces to go through? No. Do you have anything you want to say? No, I want to talk to this dude. Ch.5, I know it's not my place, but I have a request. Please, do a roll call, just like old times. Just like old times, huh? What a lark. Guess I have no choice. Roll call. 1. I'm sorry. A roll call with one person is really lacking. That's nonsense. It's got nothing to do with numbers. Even though you're the only one here, the pack is always one, right? And if you think it's lacking, then howl loud enough to make up for the rest of the pack. Roll call. 1. 1. One. Is on the verge of tears. Aw. Some of your favorite emotes? The Rackman one is really good. Wide Zebby happy. Hare and a tortoise, just like the fable. For something completely different. It's time for a K quiz. Why did the hare lose? There are 3 choices. I already know the answer. It's because the hare took a nap. The hare's favorite shoes were stolen by the Yatagarasu. The tortoise trained with the Yatagarasu until it became faster than the hare. Unbeknownst to the 2 animals, the Yatagarasu stole the victory from the shadows. Those are my only choices? Is it too hard for you? Okay, I'll give you a hint. It starts with the. I like the trash emote. That's a good one. What you might do with that, though, you might resubmit it. Don't we know who the... yeah, it's her. She's the Yatagarasu. What you might do with the trash emote, CJ, is you might zoom it in a little bit. Because it's good, really good, but I feel like it's hard to see the details. Big, yeah. Because as long as you can see the bottom of the trash can and like the lid on top, you're fine. You can cut off some of the handle, right? And get it on there, and you can definitely make that like a lot easier to see. I'm really glad I did that with a lot of these emotes. Like in comparison, the first howdy, the official one that I use on whatever is like way better than the other one. Anyways, let's continue. This scene sure puts a chill in your bones. Uncle Ray needs a hot babe to help keep you warm. Could you please try to be a little more serious, Kay? Kay says, could you try to be a little more serious? Oh, is that what Kay wants? I guess I have no choice. Miles, this is where it all began. Isn't that right? I fear that this is the case. What's Patricia and Blaze's true goal? There are still many mysteries yet to be solved. It's just as you say. Particularly the mystery of what will happen to Kay Ray's love. Kay Ray? Isn't it suspenseful? Not even a little bit. You just couldn't resist, could you, Mr. Shields? Why can't you ever stay serious for more than a minute? I think he's genuinely incapable of staying serious for that long. This bear-shaped igloo is both cute and scary at the same time. It's a bear glue. It looks like as though this igloo could fit 3 people inside. I could live up to 3 years in this bear glue. 3 years? What about the summertime? The igloo would melt. Say that again. Say that one more time. The igloo would melt. This door, I remember seeing it from somewhere. Of course you would. It looks exactly like the Grand Tower door. This is a recreation from 12 years ago. That means this door has been here since then? Huh. When the Grand Tower was built, they decided to reuse the door. Discover something new by heating up something old. It seems she's understood the correct meaning of saying for once. But if you're using a microwave to do it, don't heat it for over 5 minutes. God, I hope not. Okay, what do I need to be looking for here? Have I examined everything here? This is the brick that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, I guess I didn't. You can find bricks like this all over the garden. Yes. Discover something new by heating up something old. It must have used one of them as a weapon. Can I see which one? There's a camera. This is the photo. Can I examine that snowman? This has mostly melted, but it appears to be a snowman. It has a scarf and hat. It must have melted since it was dressed so warmly. The poor thing even has lost one of the buttons that was used for its eyes. Temperature reaches the lowest point at dawn. Perhaps it would have refrozen later. Not so fast, Mr. Edwards. When a snowman... Once a snowman melts, even if it freezes up again, it becomes an iceman instead of a snowman. What? Is that what she has expected me to say? Oh. It's missing a button. Oh, that might give you a clue as to where that button comes from. Nope. Thought maybe that was it. What am I missing? I'll get him to confess that he's one of Dogen's henchmen, that thing he laid to rest in front of the flower bed 12 years ago. He lay to rest. Nightly laid to rest 12 years ago. How old was Nightly? He would have been 12 at the time. Rip potato. Let's see here. He tore it off of the... What do you call it? Off the snowman. These footprints stop near the body. They must be Karen's footprints. Sure has some big feet. They look like size 11. His shoes match these footprints. Okay. And whose footprints are these? What's going on, Sketch? These footprints were believed to be the culprits. Shoe size is about a size 7, fairly average. We won't be able to tell who the culprit is from these footprints. Just tuning in to complete the story? Hell yeah. I am currently lost. Hmm. Know what to say about big feet. Big socks. I agree. Expensive shoes. Bambolino. How's it going? Hope we're doing well. I suppose you would let me tell you. You would like me to tell you what exactly took place 2 nights ago. Indeed. I assume you know the importance. However, I cannot tell you yet. Not now, at least. She's determined to keep her heart closed. Not the ability to break the locks on her heart. Where's my Magatama? I have no choice but to give up for now. May I just say one thing? This case was thrown into chaos because John tried to cover for me. I would like to take this time to offer my deepest apologies. No, don't worry yourself. My logic won't be swayed by a child's lies. I'm not so tactless as to condemn a child for trying to protect his mother. Besides, you were saying, no, pay it no mind. Blaze and Patricia Rowland are both connected to this case. That much we know for sure. It seems there's more to it than that. Joe Crane and President Huang, the key to understanding the link between their deaths, lies here as well. The connection between them is tenuous, but for that reason we must tread carefully to follow it to its conclusion. We should take our time and carefully examine every nook and cranny. I even just replaced the little thief's batteries with new ones. Runs out of batteries? It runs on batteries? I'm in front of the facility now. Something's not right. President Huang is here of all places. And what's more, lights just went off. I can barely see a thing. I can't believe it. Almost looked like he's been kidnapped. I thought I'd let you know. Dead. Okay, so the button has been swiped from his eyeball. He doesn't have a carrot nose either. Why though? The question is why? Why did someone swipe the eyeball off his face? Or there's the button eyeball. Or maybe there was blood on it and he grabbed it to hide it, and that's why he was holding it. Because wasn't he holding it? Held tightly in his right hand. Huh. Maybe I need to go talk to Lang some more, present some evidence. Keep shoving irrelevant nonsense under my nose. It's not relevant. I'll chew it to pieces. Oh, shit. Well, that's fine. Okay, this is the exact same thing. Same thing. What am I missing here? What's kind of unfortunate is that I did end the stream like right after getting here. So part of me feels like I'm gonna have to like redo all this. Alright, check the footprints. That's not what I wanted. I want to check the flower bed. Alright, we got that. That's a lion lily. Alright, come over here. I know I've done most of these here. A yellow flower is fallen here. It's called a lion lily. Oh, you know what? I only did it. Okay, I did it in the wrong order then. Francisca told us earlier, apparently it comes from Asia. In the language of flowers, I think it means the bond between partners in crime. No, parent and child. Parent and child. Okay, never mind. It doesn't have any bearing here. Can I check his feet? The key to this case lies in the footprints. Do the case files say anything about his shoes? Shoe size, 11. No athlete's foot or corns on his feet to speak of. His socks were beige, just like his trousers. Feels kind of like an old man's. Perhaps he should try wearing a bolder, brighter color to better accent his feet. These fashion tips were surprisingly helpful. It's supposed to be an investigation report, though. Okay, so it does confirm that those are 11. Size 11 shoes there. This is the victim's cell phone. Yeah, this is when he leaves a voice recorder. Note. Okay, bonk. Can't find socks big enough in bright colors. I know, dude. Poor guy. He just has to keep buying Hanes. Alright, here's the photo. Just plain white Hanes, dude. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. That's what I wear. My question is just like, am I missing something from this crime scene? I think I've observed everything here. So if I've observed all of that, and I've checked all the other information, then what do I need to ask about? I was trying to protect my mom, but what's so wrong about that? Your desire to protect your mother is rather admirable. However, the same can't be said for your perjury. Call it what you want. There's no way I could stand by and do nothing while Mom was being suspected. John, you... Aw. He's only praising your bravery. He's also saying it would have been better if you were a bit more honest about it. That about sums it up. Well, more or less. Aren't you glad that he praised you, John? Well, I guess. More or less. This kid doesn't know any of this shit. Why am I asking him? These two don't fit together. Oh. Guess we had to talk about that.
Wow.
Wowee! Gunlap now rating with 22. Oh my goodness. Ah! Raid. Yo, it's the other Pog champ. It's the new Pog. Dude, let's get some CC Pogs in here. There we go. How's everybody doing? Eric, thanks so much for the raid, buddy. Hope your stream went well. Hope everyone's doing real nice. Yes, sir. I am curious how people get on the list. You know what I mean? Like, are they gonna start picking mine? You know, is mine in the pool? Would be interesting. I don't know how that works though. Alright, back to the game. The quietest raid of all time. The problem that I have right now is like... It doesn't say anything different, right? Yeah. Gunlap raid, there you go. There's somebody. Cloud one. There we go. Cloud OG. Spooky. How's it going, Eric? Cloud, how's it going? My light just turned off randomly and I was replaced the bulb. I'm very frightened. Yay! Just heading off. Sounds good, D. Hope you're doing well. Hope your stream went well. Uh-oh. Things are getting incredibly more tricky. Hope your Discord break is going well. I'm glad to see you're not totally cut off. Still streaming. Alright, let's see here. Because I can't talk to any of these guys, right? You don't have anything to say, right? Hey, what a scoop! You're gonna tell me about all that. I get you. I get you. Do your thing, dog. Footprints are a 7. What am I missing? Swing decorated with the face of an elephant. Looks like there's some kind of motor attached to the other side of the elephant. Oh. If only I could do a full 360. With that powerful motor rotating the swing, that dream can finally be achieved. Would that be dangerous? Mr. Edgeworth, you can't fulfill your dreams unless you're willing to take some risks. Ooh, nice. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. All right. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to look up. Let's see here. GDTN. Ciao. All right, dude. Hell yeah, Eric. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the raid. Hope you have a good night, my dude. Okay, here we go. Chowing down. God, you're so funny. Examine the left set, examine the right set, examine the body, flowers, examine the cell phone, examine the body, camera and the brick. Leave the body, examine the left flower bed. Use logic to connect 3 footprints with flower beds. Present report on nightly. Not that. Examine the burnt. Okay, hang on. I think he's setting a date. Okay, see, I did not notice that is apparently burnt. It's hard to tell when everything's green. The pillar appears to be burnt. According to the files, it seems there was a fire on the evening of the incident. Fire? Let's see here. Huh? It says that one of the children at the orphanage spilled her kerosene and set it on fire as a prank. I guess that kid had far too much energy. Thanks to that, we can't make out any of the footprints near the main hall. Okay, that I think was the piece of evidence I was missing. Okay. Thank you, spoiler-free walkthrough, for telling me that apparently this area was burnt. Okay. Sorry that this first hour of stream has essentially been wasted. I'm sorry for everybody watching. We've learned pretty much all we can from the situation. Is there another scene you'd like to recreate? Do the honors. I'd like you to recreate the scene when the victim witnessed the president's kidnapping. Right, I'll recreate the scene based on Mr. Cameron's photo. Whoosh. Mr. Cameron is standing in the middle of the flower beds. The president and his kidnapper are standing on the road. My old man based his initial investigation on this man's eyewitness testimony. As a result, it led him to believe the kidnapping and this facility were related. And that's how he came to suspect the head of the orphanage, Patricia Rowland. Yes. In court, Blaise de Best treated his testimony as if it meant nothing. Why would he do that? Because he's complicit. The president and his kidnapper were not standing inside the orphanage grounds, so a connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping was difficult to prove. It's not like they were seen inside the orphanage, after all. No matter how much evidence the detectives gather at the crime scene, it doesn't mean squat if the prosecutor won't use it in court. Blaise de Best had some kind of connection with Patricia Rowland. They had some kind of deal going on. Do you think that Blaise is one of the kidnappers? Yes. Your father was convinced that Patricia Rowland was the culprit. Your father was a highly capable investigator, I presume. Might he have had some other basis for this conclusion besides the eyewitness testimony? I figure he did, but I have no idea what it was. My old man never really talked much about this case. Agent Lang's father, Dai Long Lang. President Huang's most trusted confidant. The truth he discovered was suppressed by Blaise de Best. The first one was find that hidden truth. Examine the snowman. While Rustoy inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. About the snowman. When we recreated the scene from Mr. Cameron was killed, it had already melted. The scarf is all soggy, and its button eye was missing. Indeed, at this stage, it appears that most of its original form was still intact. There's one point that looks unnaturally lacking. Poor thing, I bet some naughty kid must have plucked it off. From a thief's perspective, that kid does have some promise. Perhaps it was taken by an entirely different person altogether. Deduce! Is this spot somehow connected? Yes. Eureka! The snowman, wouldn't you say it's missing something? Its right eye is missing. Precisely, and what's more, that missing eye happens to be in our possession. The button that Mr. Cameron is holding onto. It's got the exact same design as the snowman's left eye. Left eye, I should say. If we assume this button was indeed the snowman's eye, a huge contradiction arises. If the button was the snowman's eye, what contradiction arises? It's the footprints, the location of the victim. Gonna lurk? Alright, Sketch. Sounds good. The victim was holding on to this button. Furthermore, the button was stained with blood. In other words, he grabbed the button after he was attacked. For example, if we were to picture it this way, after being struck in the back of the head, Mr. Cameron lost his balance. As he was falling, he reached out his hand towards the nearby snowman He could not support his weight, and he collapsed while still grasping the button. Well, that means Mr. Cameron was near the snowman when he was attacked. Time to be a responsible husband. Nice. Good for you, Sketch. Got your priorities straight. At the very least, he must have been within arm's reach. It's quite clear that he would not have been able to reach it from this current position. But his footprints only lead towards the flower bed. Can we be certain that those footprints really are Mr. Cameron's? Seems we'll need to investigate them one more time. These footprints should match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes, right? Let's inspect them again. These footprints, are they really Mr. Cameron's? They're from size 11 shoes. These huge footprints match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes. Are size 11 shoes huge? You know what's funny is, I wonder what the average shoe size is for American men. Or sorry, for American men and Japanese men. I wonder what the difference is. Now I gotta know. Because I have a size 11 shoe. And I don't think I have big feet. I think I have like average feet. Right? You know? Maybe I'm crazy, you know. Gotta take my dog slippers off real quick. I don't know, my feet are like regular size. Show feet. Show feet, dude. But here they're like, oh, they're huge, right? And that 7 is average. They also said that size 7 was average. And I'm like, I almost feel like there's no way. And not to be like weird, but I believe, I don't know if it's culturally or whatever. There you go. There you go. I was going to say, like, I have size 11 feet, and I feel like that's pretty average, right? I think a lot of it comes down to nutrition. Culturally, Americans eat a lot more meat. And I think Japanese are a lot more, culturally, they're a lot more, like, balanced with, like, fish and, like, vegetables and, like, rice and things like that. I mean, granted, I'm not a scientist. I'm just regurgitating information that I've heard before. So that could be totally wrong. But there's probably some truth to that. You know, Americans like hamburgers and hot dogs, man. We want to eat steak all day. You know, very much more about meat. But I feel like, yeah, you go to Japanese cuisine, it's like noodles and like rice and other delicious bits. Although not to say they don't have, like, they eat plenty of seafood and they eat chicken and stuff, so there's no way it's exclusively that. But I don't know. Genetics, some shit, I don't fucking know. Okay, that explains my thought. I was pretty sure. They're like, Jack Cameron's shoes are huge and 7s are average. All right. Anyways, that's a great diet. That was a great tangent. But let's get back on track. Size 11 shoes. They match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes. No matter how you look at it, they're moving steadily towards the center of the flower beds. When Mr. Cameron was attacked, he grabbed the button from the snowman. Even with the Great Thief peak conditioning, your arm just can't reach that far. Well, obviously. Let alone an ordinary civilian, it'd be completely impossible. What if he was attacked, grabbed it when he fell, and he got up and he stumbled over there and then died? Footprints come from the shoes. The footprints come from the shoes worn by the victim, just as the case files say. Does that mean Mr. Cameron was the owner of these shoes? We should re-examine his shoes. Okay, here we are. Let's re-examine his shoes. These shoes should match the footprints. However, these shoes, seems that they were not the ones originally worn by the victim. If you look closely, you'll see the laces were tied up strangely. The size doesn't seem to fit quite right either. Culprit likely placed the shoes on the victim's feet after he had died. That would mean these huge footprints leading up to the victim's feet were most likely made by someone other than the victim. The footprints leading to and from the body's head must be Mr. Cameron's. Not necessarily. They seem a little too small for the victim's footprints. None of the footprints are his? Then which way did he come from? It's quite simple. The victim did not walk here on his own accord, but rather he was carried here after he was murdered by the culprit. So then the culprit also had size 11 shoes. His mood, if we consider the button he was holding on to, it's highly likely that he was killed near this snowman. I should take a closer look. Aha! There's a missing brick here. The rest are all in order. That's strange that only this one is missing. Snowman has become a sad sight to look at. Can it be helped? Snow and ice both melt away with time. Snow and ice both melt away with time. Just like the mysteries of the case you've solved. As time passes, those mysteries will melt away while you continue to keep your cool. I'm racking my brain trying to solve these mysteries during a case. What about the scarf? No. The bucket? No. Size 7 footprints going back and forth. According to police files, these are the culprit's footprints. Seem to grow faint and disappear as I approach the road. There's not much snow left on the road after all. It'll be difficult to determine who these belong to. Perhaps the missing brick was the one used as the murder weapon. Yeah, seems to be just the right size to fit in that gap perfectly. As I thought, it seems the murder actually occurred near the snowman. Both the button Mr. Cameron was holding and the murder weapon came from there. Indeed. Also, if we assume that the killer picked up the brick near the snowman, and then tried to sneak up behind Mr. Cameron, he totally would have seen the person picking up the brick. Exactly. Please update the recreation. He was not in the middle of the flower beds, but near the snowmen. I'm on it. This creates a contradiction where it's like, oh man, no matter how you look at it, this is strange. All the people involved in the case are gathered in the same place. Did we make a mistake? One piece of evidence this recreation is based on is odd. If I had to choose which piece of evidence is fake, which piece of evidence is likely to be fake? It's the photo. Was this photo really taken by Mr. Cameron? What do you mean? We have proven that whoever killed Mr. Cameron also moved the body. For what reason would they have to deliberately move his body? Perhaps the culprit wanted to falsify the scene that Mr. Cameron witnessed. That's why they took a fake photo? They made the president stand under the streetlight and took a photo with Cameron's camera. It would have been quite simple. Now that you mention it, Mr. Cameron's camera only had one photo on it, right? Indeed. In all likelihood, the original roll of film had been removed from the camera. Oh, maybe the film roll was what he dug up. After loading a new roll of film into the camera, the fake photo was taken. This photo must have been taken after Mr. Cameron was killed, right? This is not the scene Mr. Cameron actually witnessed. It's likely that this photo was forged evidence. And where did Mr. Cameron witness the president and his kidnapper? The photo isn't the only piece of evidence that indicates what Mr. Cameron witnessed. The testimony left on the answering machine, precisely. You should listen to the recording one more time and confirm what was said. Where else could the president and his kidnapper have been? I can't listen to it again? Am I crazy? Ah, yes, we should listen to it again and then immediately force you to choose. You should have remembered. I thought they were going to play it out. Well, I guess I'm going to lose health here. I don't know. Go fuck yourself. How's that sound? Of all places, the lights just went out. The light just went out. I can barely see a thing. I'm in front of the facility. He's here of all places. And what's more, okay, the light. So then it's right next to it. Do I need a basis for my claims? Ack.
Take that.
Is it there? It's on the bottom left. Okay, fine. The light just went out. I can't see a thing. Is it here, maybe? Motherfucker. That's where my guy is, though. That's where the people I don't know. Top left? Okay, maybe the top left. I'm literally just... Yeah. I'm just... There we go. I'm just freeballing it. Just... Oh, God damn it, dude. Fuck this. Mr. Cameron said that this on the answering machine. Freeballing? I don't know, man. The light just went off. I can barely see a thing now. There are only 2 places here where the lights are broken. Light by the orphanage. Would you please update the recreation? This is so the kidnapper was near the orphanage. With this, we've shown the connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping. So that's why they moved the body and took a fake photo to create a false testimony. In order to remove any suspicion towards the orphanage in court. Alright, with this, the state of the recreation has changed completely. The time the body was discovered scene has probably been greatly impacted as a result. Let's go check it out right away. Alright, since the state of the recreation has changed once again, I should press the Y button and select Change Recreation. Let's give it a try. Change recreation! The 3 disasters? What the fuck? Kidnapping, a murder, and a fire on top of that. So much happened that it's hard to keep things straight. The fire was caused by a child. That even seems dubious. The fire occurred before the kidnapping and the murder. Did you notice something when the fire started? There's one thing that caught my attention. The fire occurred first, and something left at the crime scene should not have been there. What has changed is the fire and the evidence that I have on hand. I'll need to take a moment to compare the two. There's no soot on the footprints. It's true. It's true. I'm not really sure. You're definitely right, there's no ash anywhere. Or soot, as you call it. Well, apparently, hang on. That's the thing I can connect? Hang on, I'm gonna save this. Out of the corner of my eye, I picked up from the what do you call it? The walkthrough. Apparently those two are connected. Which seems a little weird, but what did Blaze pick up versus Blaze the kidnapper? Okay. If we suppose that Blaze was one of the kidnappers, it becomes more likely that he dug up yesterday as connected to the abduction. What is it? I figured it out. It was treasure. Treasure! Could have dug up the ransom money? The $100 million ransom? Buried in the ground until the heat had died down? Certainly possible. Interesting. You know, honestly, I was thinking, the negative film roll. The original film roll that Jack Cameron had taken, that they disposed of and replaced with a fresh one so that they had one picture. Because it might implicate them. Granted, probably would have just been easier to, like, just to destroy it, but the place Cameron was killed is not near the flower beds, so then whose blood is this? Just now, the state of the recreation has changed completely. Regarding this blood stain, the time the body was discovered scene has probably been greatly impacted. Let's go check it out. Alright, let's go see it. Recreate the scene based on the police investigation data? Alright. Time the body was discovered. Originally, Mr. Cameron's body was here. In order to be consistent with the fake photo, it was moved to the center of the flower beds. The footprints going back and forth from the body, could they be? There's only one possibility at the moment. These footprints were probably left when the body was moved to the flower beds. Which means that the person came through here, grabbed the body, went back, laid it down, and then went this way. Ah, damn it. Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. It's right here. It's where these two meet. The blood splatter above the snow. There certainly was a substantial amount. It's almost as if the murder was actually committed here. Mr. Cameron should have been attacked near the snowman. Exactly. In that case, this blood must belong to someone else. But the police report said this was Mr. Cameron's blood. The one in charge of this case was Blaise de Best. It would have been simple for him to falsify that information. Would it be faster to just clean up the bloodstains rather than falsify it? He wouldn't be able to do that. Think about it. Blaise knew that Cameron's body would be discovered here. It is a bit strange, but that also means that maybe somebody else was killed here. In which case, the forensic department would naturally become involved. Like the real president? A luminol reaction. They would have discovered it with the power of science. Precisely. Would have been difficult to completely erase all traces of blood. However, falsifying the results of the blood test would be much easier in comparison. You would just have to switch the results from the forensic report. Oh, what a bummer. Knowing those documents I read were falsified. I mean, it looks like Mr. Cameron's clothes were completely soaked in blood. The blood scattered here got onto Cameron's clothes. That would mean, at the time, the bloodstains here had not dried yet. So then this certain someone's blood was splattered here just a short while before Mr. Cameron was murdered. That's exactly right. If that's the case, wouldn't a new contradiction arise in that within this recreation? There we go. This bloodstain? Do you see how this bloodstain is broken up by the remains of the fire? This is proof the fire occurred after the blood had scattered around the area. The fire occurred before the murder. Seems that information is suspect as well. If the fire had broken out after the murder, the child who started the fire should have seen the blood and the bloodstains. Why then did they not come forward as a witness? Likely they would have put Blaze at a great disadvantage. We'll need to investigate this fire in more detail. Hey, you. There should be some records of the fire in the police department under a different case file. I want you to bring me every last investigation report about the fire. And one more thing. What is it, sir? Contact the House of Lang and Ch.5. There should be evidence from this case in my old man's room. What do you mean? I just remembered why I recognized this scene. A long time ago, I saw a picture in my old man's room. It was a drawing resembling the scene. What did you say? I think it looked like something a child drew. Child, and the artist may have been the culprit behind the fire. Should still be somewhere in my old man's room. Have them send it over. Understood, sir. Boom, 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 boom. Woggy woggy. All right, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Hang on. All right, and we're back. Shifu, I'm back. I brought the info on the fire and the kid started and the photo of the drawing. Also, I've been waiting for this. Hurry up, hand him over. Did you say and also? Ah, Agent Lang's father. This is it. This is exactly what I remembered. Okay. I see the 3 flower beds. I see the bouquet. I see the whatever. I'm back with fudge stripes and goldfish. What did I miss? I went to use the bathroom, so I didn't miss too much. When you left, there was the blood on the snow, and we looked at it and said something's wrong here. It looks like the fire was started. Looks like the fire was started after the blood was spilled. And if that's the case, then the kid who started the fire on accident should have seen the blood. So we're going to look up every single report about the blood in order to see what's going on. And then Lang says, wait a minute, I've seen this before because I saw a picture that my dad had that looked like a kid drew it. So somebody go to my dad's house and find this picture. And here we are. We have the picture. I don't know why the bald man has one eye. Looks like the clock says 12. He has the Mozilla doll and the bouquet of flowers. But who is the guy in the black and white? Is that a dog? I don't know. Well, remember, this is the picture drawn by the child depicting the night of the incident. Sure looks like it was drawn with a child's touch. As I thought, the one who drew this is most likely the child who started the fire. Does he have a sword? Hang on. The guy on the bottom does have a sword. By the looks of it. He also looks like a monk. Ch.5, what now? Sorry. It's gonna have to wait. No, you listen to your subordinate. Why do you think my old man had this? Perhaps he obtained it during the course of his investigation. Although I don't know why he would have concealed it. Agent Lang, might I be able to see the details of the fire? Sure. Let's read it post-haste. The boy who started the fire snuck out of bed on the night of the incident. It seems this boy went missing several days later. It's nightly, isn't it? What? Don't tell me that he witnessed something he shouldn't have. It's horrible. He was only a child, after all. While I'd hate for that to be the case, we can't rule out the possibility. Maybe it's Simon. Apparently the boy left some stuff behind at the orphanage. It was taken as evidence. This. That's the horn for President Huang's doll. That's... What's this doing here? Do you recognize this? Yes. This plot is dummy thick. What's great that I like about this? Every case is connected to another case. Instead of like 5 random cases that are not connected, it's 5 cases that are all connected. That's cool. I wish we saw more of that. Right? First case is the assassination has Knightley in it. Right? And the president. And Shelley to kill her. Right? Second case, about Knightley in prison. Introduces Simon. Looks like a totally different kind of case. It's like, okay, this is loosely connected, but it's more or less. You got that Rocky. No, it wasn't Rocky. It was Rocky was the bear, and he had the fighter guy, and then you have the other. You have a bunch of characters in the second game. That one, it looks like a different case entirely. Like it's just totally different. Then the third one. Well, the third one I guess is kind of more unconnected from the rest of them. It's the least connected, but it still involves Von Karma. Okay, I guess it is the least connected. Yeah, that one's the least connected. That one's not connected to the other ones. But then the fourth one brings us back, and the fifth one wraps it all together, which is really cool. Yeah, it definitely connects with Ray's backstory. It also brings him more into it. And granted, yeah, they're all connected, but I don't know. I feel like Ray's backstory isn't super pertinent to the Justine Deblaze or Blaze the best. I keep saying Deblaze all the time. Just Deblaze. Blaze, Roland, Huang, Justine, trilogy thread thing. Pew 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 pew. I know one piece of evidence that's related to it. Which piece of evidence is related? Take that. I don't know what it's doing here. Isn't that the missing horn for this Mozilla doll? No way, you mean this came off the president's? You know of it? Yeah, I've noticed the president kept it close by as a decoration. I always thought it was strange how one of the horns was missing. If you twist the horn, this doll will play back any previously recorded audio. So if we play the missing horn back in place, we might be able to hear a different recording. No fucking way. No fucking way. The key to the recording has been missing for 12 years. We randomly fucking find it, and we're gonna hear the audio from 12 years ago. Are you kidding me? You heard that, right? Yes, sir. I'll be right back. Got it. The mighty Mozilla doll. If we insert the horn found at the orphanage into the doll, it's a perfect fit. Well, can you hear anything? Mr. Huang, it's Amy. It's been a while. I saw the news that you would be coming into this country. I was really nervous about doing this, but I decided to send you a message. Who's Amy? Why do you care? Who's Amy? Who's Amy, AP? Who is it? Your Pikachu doll? Is it a recorder thing? Stop it now. It's a boy, your son. He's just been born. I'm sorry, that's all I wanted to tell you. His name is John Marsh. It's a fine name for him, don't you think? You were right. You were right. John Marsh is actually the daughter of someone named Amy. Which means maybe it's the president's son. Marsh? Did she just say John? Seeking Amy? I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish. I'll be waiting. No way. That was John. No. Okay, well. That ends the debate about Justine having a child at 13 years old. John is not my real son. Okay. I am partially relieved. I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. He's adopted. Did John know about this? Of course he knew. John's mother, Amy Marsh, passed away 5 years ago. She and I were cousins. Oh, okay. Pog. Which means she doesn't have kids. Let's go. Woo! I don't know. Since we were young, we've always been really close. We were often mistaken for sisters. That's why when she passed away, I thought it was only natural I look after John. There were circumstances which prevented me from revealing his father's identity. I never even told John his father's name. Dijon? Now it's all been revealed, thanks to the recording on that doll. Did John's mother send the doll to the president? Hey. Was he, the president, really my dad? Yes. Before you were born, Amy worked as a diplomat in Ch.5. That must be how she became acquainted. Didn't you tell me she worked at the orphanage? Well, yes. After returning to this country, she left her job as a diplomat. She always had great passion for charity work. She began working at the orphanage. Hey, Miss Courtney. So this Amy girl, she called the president there herself, but she never showed up at the scene of the SS5 incident. What's with that? Amy couldn't make it. Apparently, someone had been following her the whole night. Maybe it was Blaze? Can't say for certain, but it's possible that it was his doing. After that, Amy never got another chance to see the president again. So she died 5 years ago. This conversation must be painful. Right. Hey, John, you thirsty? How about I buy us some juice? We can go together. I'm part of this too. I'll listen until the end. Besides, I can afford to buy my own juice. He's like, bitch, I got paid, alright? I got money. I don't need your charity juice. I don't need your fucking charity juice, bitch! Oops. I clicked out of the box. Shot down. Oof. Do you understand the reason I met with the president 2 days ago? A secret meeting from 2 nights ago? I wanted to tell him about Amy's death and that you were alive and well. But So that's why you couldn't tell us your reasons for meeting with the president until now. I get it. She would have had to reveal his connection with John. I guess that's like a security threat? I brought a bouquet of lion lilies so that he would understand I truly did know about Amy. Those flowers are a dear memory to the president and Amy. The first present she received from the president was a bouquet of lion lilies. Now even he has passed away. If only he were still alive. Perhaps I could have introduced him to John. Ch.5, I'm sorry to interrupt this atmosphere, but there's something I need to say. What is it now? Can't this wait? Actually, there's one last item that's been delivered here from Ch.5. I have here the President's will. What? President's will? The old man received a great number of special medals from the President himself. As a token of his trust, the President left his will in the protection of the Lang clan. Those medals in that will, they were the pride of our clan, our family treasures, so to speak. This is... Does that will have something to do with the current case? You bet it does. Of course it does. I hereby acknowledge John Marsh as my own son. What? John's name is in the President's will? Are you certain that will was written by the President? Yeah, he entrusted it to the Lang clan even before the SS5 incident took place. Wait. When? Well, I guess the recording would say... The recording said, meet me on the night of February 9th. But it could have arrived before then. Depends on when. It says even before the took place, they'll have to appraise it back home, but by the name of the Lang clan, this is the real deal. Considerable controversy. He left behind a will just in case. Makes it doubly sure. I still can't believe it myself. No room for doubt. John Marsh, you are the son of Dijun Huang, president of Ch.5. Gumshoe's like, what? John, come back. He's running away. No. Do 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 do. Oh man. If that will was written just before the incident, then that's fine. But if it was written like either after or like way before, and that kind of throws things off. I'm just going to say the boy who drew the picture is probably either Knightley or Simon. The boy who lit the fire. Courtney redemption arc completed. It's definitely getting there. I think she's pretty much redeemed. Well, the other thing is she was still a total asshole in the first like 2 cases. Well, I guess the second and third case, I should say. But it starts with 4. Starts with 4 and it's ending in 5. Just trying to absorb everything. So if we go through the case, why was Dijun Huang at the film lot the night he was murdered? Judge Courtney told him John Marsh still alive. Alive and well. He's an actor at this film lot. Maybe he just showed up because he wanted to, whatever. Or maybe he knew he was rehearsing and wanted to meet his son in person. And Blaze was there digging up the evidence. What is the thing he's digging up, right? So the game hinted that he was digging up the ransom money, which is possible. It just seems weird that he would leave $100 million for 12 years. Is there not a better place to hide that money? For 12 years? And who's the mastermind? Still think it's the real president's corpse? What do you mean? Are you trying to say that the real president was kidnapped 12 years ago and they've been holding him away and this fake president has been around? And is the fake president dead or the real president dead on the film lot? I just want to make sure I'm following your logic. He was killed and replaced. Well, part of me is like, what happened on the rooftop, right? What happened on the rooftop? Justine and Huang go there, right? Justine and the president go there. She brings lilies and says, I know about Amy. John is your son, right? And he's still alive and he works at the film lot over there, right? They talk. They only talked for a few minutes. Only a few minutes. So what if the president is kind of like, he's not really, he's the fake president, right? You know, like he's the fake president. He's not real. Yeah, the replacement guy, right? And then he's like, cool, thanks for telling me. And she's like, this seems weird, but thanks for having this chat. He's like, yes, thank you. But then how does he get down from the roof? We still haven't explained how he gets down from the roof. The case continues. John. So that guy was my dad. He found out about his own birth so suddenly. Well, I mean, he knew he was adopted. Furthermore, his newfound father is no longer in this world. I'd always been searching for my dad. I get it, all right. He's the president. I know he's a complicated situation. But we even met face to face during the filming. So then why? Why didn't he tell me who he really was? Sorry, John. Mom, you don't need to apologize. No matter how you look at it, it's all my fault. No, hush. I broke my promise with you and I didn't even notice the fire on the roof. I destroyed everything. I crushed it all. My dad and those flowers that my mom carefully grew. Just don't think about anything. Just for a little while. The bond between a parent and child. That's the meaning behind the lion lilies. I know it's not my style, but that flower is from Ch.5. We have no means of protecting that bond. Agent Lang, allow me to say this. The case won't be solved by sentimentality alone. Shouldn't we do all that we can to solve it? Yeah, you're right. The recreation of the past is finished. Were your father's deductions correct? My old man took his deductions to the grave. He never told anyone about them. So who knows if they were right or not? In that case, what about your own deductions? I would like to hear what you think happened based on the recreation, in order for us to get closer to the truth of 12 years ago. I was thinking it's about time. I can see it now. An old man's back, real close. I'll catch up to him for sure. To the truth that my old man uncovered. No mistake, the president went to the orphanage. Stuffed toys proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh. The president was kidnapped. Cameron just happened to witness it. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have been just a kidnapping with no murder. Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds and a fake photo was taken. It almost feels like the president was a part of this. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. Because in the child's drawing, you can see that he has like a toy for a child. And he also has a bouquet. Right? So it's like he's going there to meet his child, like he's like legitimately there to meet the child. Right? It's not him like, oh man, I'm here all I'm just I'm here to make myself look kidnapped or whatever. It's like this like seems like a legit thing. That's Dogen. I just realized that's Dogen in the picture. Bro, I was like, who wears those fucking clothes? It's Dogen, dude. That's Dogen and the dog. And he has the knife with the chime. Bro. Why did he draw him with one eye, though? That's weird. I don't know. Anyways, that's Dogen. That's the dog. Yeah. Oh, this goes all the way to the top. This goes all the way to the top, AP. All right. The president has been president for 12 years? Yes. Apparently term limits don't exist. Or maybe they have like a 16-year term limit kind of thing. Clan thing? I don't know. I don't fucking know. That is 100% Dogen. Meeting with the president. Or like premier, exactly. Didn't Putin say that he was resigning? Interesting. Well, you know, he's like, President Trump going away? All right. Well, I guess my job here is done, boys. Let's move on. Oh gosh. Okay, that's blowing my mind right now. That's Dogen. Which totally goes to show President Huang probably died that night. President Huang probably died 12 years ago. Or Dogen works for Huang, which is probably not true. Probably he was killed by him. Anyways. Bro. Okay. If you want to get yourself elected president by killing your opponents, you need to sow the seeds of replacement if you want the public to think things are normal. Yeah. Because if he's all of a sudden like president or premier for like 20 years, it's like, hey, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Yeah, he comes back. He like takes a 2-year break and he's like, oh, I'm back. I thought I'd come back. I thought I'd run again. Oh man, people love me. I got voted in again. It's like, Oh, Putin the second, yeah. Putin 2, Electric Boogaloo. There's one thing I still don't get. Why do they need to take a fake photo? wonder if the president's holding something behind. Can't see, though. That's the problem. She's a pro dancer? Nice. I'm sure that she made it to a pro level exclusively on her own merit. He's also missing the bouquet. I guess the handprint hasn't been identified, but we also know that Jack Cameron was holding that when he died. So if Jack Cameron was holding that when he died, then the handprint would have come from Jack Cameron. Well, I mean, that's the prevailing theory. It's more of like a claw mark than it is a handprint per se, I think. The answer to that riddle must lie somewhere within. Once we get past the layers upon layers of deductions, we shall surely reach it. Here are your deductions as well. So, mistake, the president went to the orphanage. The stuffed toy is proof. He's planning to meet Amy Marsh. Yes, I agree. The president was kidnapped and Cameron just happened to witness it. I'd also like to verify the details of this point as much as possible. Mr. Cameron witnessed the president and his kidnapper near the orphanage. Mr. Cameron was standing by the snowman near the road. Then the murderer picked up a brick, snuck up on him from behind, and wham. Okay, we're verifying what actually transpired. There's no need to be scared. It was so intense, half the details of this case just vanished from my brain. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Lang, let's carefully verify all the facts of this case. Well, if you're going to listen, I'll talk as much as you want. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have been a kidnapping with no murder. I don't think so. If he hadn't been there, you say, that's an interesting theory. Care to explain in more detail? Cameron was killed because he saw the kidnapping. The kidnapping itself was a success. If he hadn't been there, no blood would have been spilled. No blood would have been spilled. Make it sound like it was his own fault for being there. That's not it. What Agent Lang's trying to say is, simply, besides Mr. Cameron, there was no other casualties at the crime scene. Was that all? Dude, I got myself killed. That'll teach me to stick my nose in other people's business. That's why I'm not a snitch. Once the ransom money was paid, he was returned safe and sound. Sounds like an obvious point, however, something about it bothers me. I may need to reevaluate the evidence once more. If the eyewitness, Cameron, me, had not been there, no murder would have taken place. Is that really the case? The criminal's goal was only to kidnap the president. If there was no witnesses, there would have been no need to commit murder, right? What if Cameron wasn't the only one who was murdered? There's a large blood stain near the flower beds. Cameron was murdered near the snowman. Ergo, this blood stain could not have belonged to Cameron. If someone else's blood was spilt, and quite a vast amount of that... Mr. Prosecutor, do you have any idea what you're saying? I do. It's hard to believe. However, that is what the evidence indicates. On that night 12 years ago, there were 2 murders. Are you saying the other murder was covered up? Who? Just who the heck could have been killed? Come on. You can do it. Cleverly concealed. All traces of it were erased. The incident itself was completely deleted from the case files. There's one thing, one piece of evidence that still remains intact 12 years. The child's photo. Drawing. The other murder incident was buried in the dark by Blaze to Best. There is still one piece of evidence that remains. Agent Lang, survived by your father's hands. Old man? Recall. There was one more thing that was hidden along with the trace of the murder. That is, the existence of the boy who caused the fire. Why did Blaze make the boy disappear? It's because he saw something he wasn't supposed to see. What was the thing he wasn't supposed to see? Everything is drawn in this picture. The drawing my old man had. The person drawn on the right is most likely the president, of course, with his big purple coat. The Mozilla doll is also drawn near him. The person standing opposite him is... Dude, I've got chills. A man with a knife and a large black dog. None other than Sirhan Dogan. What? The assassin? Why would an assassin appear before a president? The answer is clear. What occurred that night on the orphanage grounds 12 years ago was not a kidnapping. It was a presidential assassination. How? Miss Roland and Mr. DeBlaze were. The 2 were likely partners in crime. One furnished the orphanage to use as the scene of the incident, and the other covered up the young boy's testimony. Bro, they're like an evil Yatagarasu! With Dogan being the killer! I don't know, that doesn't really make any sense, but... Bro, and they didn't fucking... They never released this in America. Fuck you. Fuck you, this is good. This is good shit. The kidnapping never actually happened. Stop messing around. You're saying that the president was assassinated 12 years ago? We just found his body today. He's been alive until now. That's right. I mean, we met him ourselves. If the president was assassinated 12 years ago, and the president's body was found today, that would imply there were 2 presidents. That can't be right. Are you sure about that? There is the possibility there were 2 presidents. That's right. Up until now, I've been getting a strange feeling from the president. Even so, I still respect the man. Zhang Fa is a small country. He carried the nation with his strength. The image of President Huang that Agent Lang described... you are wrong. I revealed his true form. Bro, to think that was like where that was gonna go. The fact that that's where that's gonna go, you know what I mean? Like, in the first case, when he like deflated and he became like an old man, I did not think that that was like, oh, I'm changing forms from my doppelganger self to like what I really look like, you know? Like, I would not have thought that he's 2 different people. You know what I mean? It's as if they were 2 entirely different people. If they were, in fact, 2 Zhang Fa presidents, exactly how would such a scenario be possible? What would make the existence of 2 presidents possible? No, they didn't look at president. One of them was a body double. If he had a twin brother, it would have been way too noticeable. I think he has a body double. If we were to assume that one of them is a body double, wouldn't it be possible then? A body double? President Huang possessed immense power and authority in Zhang Fa. I'm sure there were those who envied his position and made attempts on his life. Just as he was attacked a few days ago in Gourd Lake. It's True, there were those who sought Huang's life from time to time. Can't easily believe that there were two presidents. Not without any evidence. Do I? I think the only person from Ch.5 we know. And all of his cronies, the men in black, are also from Ch.5. But I think that's all. Oh, maybe. I don't know. This song's a banger. Is that evidence that proves? Because this would have been... What size feet does President Huang have? He's wearing black shoes. He's wearing black shoes. I'm looking at the guide because I'm like, I don't know. Okay. Has he noticed it but can't admit it? What is it? Don't shout something only to suddenly clam up. According to the recording on the doll, the president visited the orphanage at midnight. However, that should not have been possible. Because at the time, the president should have been at the embassy. He was together with Agent Lang's father. So Agent Lang, you really did notice. He was in two places at the same time. Ergo, there must have been two presidents. How? Which of the two was the real president on that day 12 years ago? The one who died. Who contracted Dogen to murder Huang? Oh, what if they had to pay? What if the 100 million was to pay Dogen? Killing the president of a foreign country? That's gotta be expensive, right? How much money do you gotta pay a hitman to kill a foreign diplomat? Gotta be a lot of money. In order to know that, we have to first take a look at the evidence that we proved was false earlier. The piece of evidence we know to be false is the photo. What's the budget of the CIA again? Enough. They have enough money. Whatever you need, they have enough. The photo taken with Cameron's camera was taken after he was murdered. He was murdered because he witnessed the presidential assassination. In other words, the photo must have been taken during the assassination. Given that, who is the president pictured in the fake photo? We must consider him to be the body double. The body double had the real president murdered and then took his place. Yeah, see, okay. It definitely felt like they were all in on it together. Okay, so that means Huang showed up to meet Blaze and meet Patricia after the body was killed. Right? Patricia and Blaze must have cooperated in that plan. Huang's body was never found. So where could it have disappeared to? The answer to that is already quite apparent. This is where the real president's body was. Cut up into tiny pieces. Last night there was something Blaze had to unearth with his own two hands. That item was not the ransom, it was for something far more important. Blaze unburied the real president's body. Possibility is quite high. What'd you say? The bones from the president buried 12 years ago would have still remained. According to Mr. Powers, construction was to begin soon on this lot. There was the deadline. That was the deadline. Both for the movie and the retrieval of the body. Because they would have found the body when they started the construction. Agent Lang, let us search the footprints that Blaze dug up. Yeah. If the body was buried there, there'd be traces of it. Hey, somebody call forensics. Results of the search, we found traces in the dirt suggest a body was buried here. So it was Huang after all. We also recovered the skeletal remains that Blaze DeBest dug up. They were in his home. In addition to the bone structure, the dental records and the bone fractures all match up. We confirm it was indeed President Huang. The real President Huang really was killed 12 years ago. The SS5 incident was a murder. Double murder, for that matter. Bro. The SS5 incident was actually a murder incident? There's so much information, it's way too confusing. Let's take this opportunity to review the details of the case. The real president came to the orphanage. One moment, Kay. The real president came to the orphanage 12 years ago. The true President Huang visited the orphanage in order to meet his son. Is he a king? That's the king chess piece. Interesting. The footsteps in the snow that we thought belonged to Mr. Cameron were most likely made by the president at that time. President Huang was supposed to meet his son here. However, the one who actually showed up was the assassin, Surin Dogen. How did he know? That is interesting, is how did they know he was going to be there? It's almost as if they found out and then they pressured her to make that call. He came here to meet his son, but was murdered instead. How horrible. A man like Dogen shows no mercy. After that, the second tragedy occurred. Yeah, which really fucking sucks. Imagine, dude, imagine what she would have felt like. Imagine what Amy would feel like knowing that she had just betrayed her husband. And now, because of her, he's dead. Dead! The second tragedy occurred, you mean Mr. Cameron's murder. Indeed. Mr. Cameron saw the decisive the moment. After the real president was killed by Dogen, his body was carried to the rear courtyard by the team of kidnappers. He must have witnessed that moment from the orphanage entrance. He himself believed that he was actually witnessing a kidnapping. Furthermore, by this time, the body double who had come to meet up with Blaze and Miss Rowland was already standing behind Mr. Cameron. And then the witness to the incident, Mr. Cameron, was killed by the body double. So Mr. Cameron's corpse also carried by the body double? That seems likely. There wasn't anything at the crime scene that looked like the body double's footprints. I've already figured out how he accomplished that. There was a piece of evidence that would have made it possible. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't think it would. Almost certain. After he was killed, the president's body carried him into the middle of the garden. I suspect the body double was wearing the same shoes as the real president at the time. If he made sure to step precisely on top of the footprints left by the real president. Since the shoes were the same, the footprints would only be one set of footprints left behind the snow. I think I've got a pretty good grasp on the incident now. But there's still one thing I don't get. What's that? Why did they need to stage the abduction? Because Mr. Cameron witnessed the incident. He saw the president at the orphanage. He left behind witness testimony on Miss Crane's answering machine. Even Blaze couldn't make that disappear. Ergo, the body double needed a reason for the president to have been at the orphanage. That's why they prepared a fake kidnapping charade. The people in the fake photo are the body double and most likely Patricia Rowland. The person in the coat is Miss Rowland. What makes you say? The two would have to leave the orphanage in order to take the picture. Just like when he moved the body, the double used the real president's footprints. So the second set of footprints must belong to the person in the coat. We originally believed that those footprints belonged to Cameron's killer. They were size 7 footprints, too small for Blaze's feet. Thus, we can presume the person playing the part of kidnapper was Patricia Rowland. Hidden in the shadow of the presidential kidnapping was a presidential assassination, but they haven't talked about the kid. The kid who saw it all. So that's why my old man, why he went. The old man must have realized a murder had taken place. After all, he had the kid's drawing. That picture was never presented as evidence. Your father likely took it from the young witness during the investigation and hid it. He had to have known that Huang was dead. But if he had revealed that back then... But what if he had revealed that back then? Revealed the death of the president, the backbone of Ch.5, would have caused chaos. And that's why my old man took the secret to his grave. He even took the blame for the kidnapping, knowing that it would be the fall of the House of Lang. This is the truth that Agent Lang's father hid 12 years ago. Now it's all becoming clear. Is that really the case, I wonder? Huh? What? Who's there? Sir and Dogen shows up, and there's now 16 people in the time. Yep. Sir and Dogen? You! Why are you here? How can you just brazenly show up here? I found the conversation most intriguing, and I just, well... Anybody else want to say something? Oh, you mean in chat? No, I don't think anybody's here. I think everybody's sleeping. Oh, in game? Yeah, it's literally just us. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm not. That's why I'm not clicked in. What was I gonna look up? I don't remember. There was something I was gonna look at, and now I can't remember what it was. Whatever. Let's keep going. Are you feeling nostalgic for an old murder of yours? You're the one who killed Huang. Nostalgia? I think not. You were speaking about the person I am searching for. You're searching for someone? I escaped from prison in order to meet with a young acolyte. The one who wore the red raincoat. The red raincoat? Who is this person? I suspect it's the same person as the mastermind you are searching for. Oh, you know what? A part of me was like, I wonder if Dogen's the mastermind. Someone you've been searching for. The one in the red hood. The red hood? Dude, what if it's Simon? What if it's Simon? Don't they seem surprised, Anubis? Yes, yes they are, my boy. 12 years ago, this young acolyte saved my life. Right into interrogation. Certainly, it was I who killed. I'm gonna save it real quick. It's been a minute since we saved. However, my life was also targeted on that day. The body double, Blaze, and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. Alas, even to this day, I do not know what has become of the young acolyte. I don't know. I'm just playing around. I'm just like, who's a character that's like in this chapter that could potentially, you know. Maybe it's Will Powers. Will Powers is only 25? I swear to God, didn't we do his case like 3 or 4 years ago? Okay, I guess he could have been 21. I guess that makes sense. I'm just trying to think, because Knightley's dead, right? My first thought is maybe it's Knightley, because somebody drew that picture and I still don't know who. But then somebody is still alive from that orphanage. And that's what makes me think Simon Keyes. Granted, that's just a super wild guess, but What if it's Penny Nichols? Yo, is Penny Nichols the assassin acolyte? Okay, sorry. So your client was indeed the body double who was the main perpetrator of the crime. Okay, it was a long time ago, but I remember his words even now. There have been countless attempts on my life, not just once or twice. Countless. Why must I be the only one to face the danger? When I stand before the people, I garner the same respect as the president does. Tell me, just what is the difference between him and me? The difference was great. While the voice and style of speech may be the same, one can mimic the body, but the heart cannot be reproduced. So his own weaknesses cost him in his quest to become a leader. Now that Rook's gone, I'm in charge. I'm not sure if you're as capable as Rook was. What are you saying? I'm totally the leader now. Perhaps the king and his knight were not so different after all. Damn! There's so many parallels, dude! The double believed that the president's only weakness was a woman called Amy. To find the woman, he needed the assistance of someone from his country. So he joined forces with Blaze. After determining her whereabouts, he simply waited for the right opportunity. That chance came with the meeting at the orphanage. Indeed, the director of the orphanage was bribed and brought in as an accomplice. Is referred to Patricia Rowland. Given what I've told you, do you realize the whereabouts of the young acolyte now? And the boy who saved you, but how do you know that he is the mastermind? That day, the young one caused a fire at the garden of the orphanage. You're talking about the kid who started the fire as a prank? A prank? No, not at all. On that night 12 years ago, he was hiding inside the igloo. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, kind of. I kind of see it. Not really, though. The perspective's all off. First of all, in cardinal directions, right? The thing is up here, right? The orphanage is here. The igloo is here. The rabbit and tortoise and the hare are here. The swing is here. And then it's here, 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 right? But here in the picture, it's like the three... Sorry, I can't... just trying to... I guess. It's like it's tilted like this. Which kind of makes sense if you're in the igloo. It kind of looked a lot different. It would look like... Yeah, it would look like that. So it would... Well, even that doesn't... I guess it looks kind of... Old dog, yeah. I mean, Anubis, he was probably a young pup, so maybe a year. So we're talking 13 years old. It's about what I'd expect from a big dog. Maybe, I don't know. That does seem like a long time. I think the thing that's the most off is the fact that the orphanage is like here when it should be off to the side completely. He witnessed Patricia and Blaze moving the body from his hiding place. How? Apparently, he heard them talking during that time. It would seem that they were planning to kill me because I knew the truth. He immediately came to the main hall to tell me that. I learned this about the young acolyte. How did you know he was an acolyte? What is that? I learned this about the young acolyte sometime later. Seems he was wearing a red raincoat at the time. He led me out of the main hall. Then the young acolyte said he was going to get rid of our footprints. So he scattered some lamp oil near the igloo over the snow. He boldly set the oil ablaze. No way. So he set the fire in order to All the focus was diverted towards the burning flames. I took the opportunity to escape through the rear exit. The boy in the red raincoat is the mastermind behind this case. Exactly. Isn't that right, Anubis? Yes, boy. Yes, it is. If you look at his face, it's pretty... The dog is definitely old. Certainly it was I. My life was also targeted on that day. Your life was targeted? You, the assassin? The hunter becomes the hunted. The Buddhist becomes the Buddha. You don't have to make up strange proverbs. Life is transient, especially for an assassin, whose life is always exposed to danger. Does that mean people you've tried to kill have fought back? That is a rare occurrence. However, this was different. The body double, Blaze, and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Sarandogan, you are a master assassin. As such, could you not have evaded an attack from those three and fled the scene? KKK. You greatly overestimated me. Without Anubis by my side, I would not even be able to walk about. If those three were to attack me all at once, I would not stand a chance. Even an assassin will fall to superior numbers in a frontal assault. I suppose one could say that. I, Sarandogan, would have suffered a shameful defeat. Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. Reunited? So when did you first meet with him? That would be 18 years ago, so 6 years ago. The 24th of December. AP. What happened 18 years ago on December 24th? You were not born on December 24th, 18 years ago. December 24th, 18 years ago. This took place in year 2000. Let's go. And who was there? And who was there 18 years ago? Bro, when Ace Attorney is good, it's better than Danganronpa. IMO. I'm like mind blown right now. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you saying Raymond Shields? Our roles were reversed. I saved the young one's life. There was an unusual snowstorm on that day. The temperature was well below freezing. Maybe not. Maybe it's not. If it is, I'd actually be really surprised. But I'm like, Raymond Shields? So Anubis for a walk in the snow. Anubis noticed something and started running. I found a car. Great difficulty opening the door. It had frozen shut. Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I jumped the gun a smidge. Maybe I jumped the gun just a little bit. But I need to know, what is this? Wait, is one of these the son of Gustavia? Okay, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. In the back seat, there were two young children shivering from the cold. 2 children. They had remained in the car for an hour longer. They surely would have frozen to death. I brought the 2 of them to a nearby orphanage. Is there anything about Dogen's story that concerns me? There is something. What concerns me is... Yeah, well, you know, you're not wrong. I just feel like the real... maybe, I don't know. I guess they're all really good, but I'm over here like... I got chills, dude. I'm like, are you kidding me? It was the date? The 24th of December, 18 years ago. Are you sure about that? There is no mistake. Could that mean... I know the significance behind that date. What shows the significance of the date? That day, a certain incident occurred. A sculptor was murdered. Ah. During that incident, 2 young boys went missing. Are those the 2 children for the, yeah. There they are. The sons of the victim, Isaac Dover and Dane Gustavia. We never did find out where those 2 boys went after the case 18 years ago. They were the sons of a victim and a culprit. It all makes sense now. What makes sense? One of the youths was bound so that he could not move. Mr. Dover did it so that Mr. Gustavia's son couldn't... Wait, Mr. Dover? Couldn't come to the contest venue. Gustavia was using his own son as a taste tester. To think that was what had transpired. Neither child seemed to recall what had happened. They lost their memories? What? The acolyte told me this when they reunited 12 years ago. The pair were placed in an extreme situation on the verge of freezing to death. That trauma led them both to suffer from amnesia. Neither could so much as remember his own name. They didn't even know what they were the sons of Dover and Gustavia. While we cannot say it conclusively, the probability is quite high. We still don't have enough information to deduce the mastermind's identity. Would you please continue your story? Very well. Okay. It's fine. As soon as they mentioned the IS-7 incident, I was like, no fucking way. There's no fucking way you just met Ray Shields as a kid out there and he's the fucking red raincoat killer. So there's no fucking way that's the case. Okay, I'm glad that I was going to jump out of my seat if it was Raymond. It's not Raymond. It's one of the 2 boys. But that's also a great way to tie it all together. I continued my correspondence with the young acolyte even after entering prison. Amy had to do this on Christmas. That incident in particular... Okay, so that is the IS-7. Candy, what's going on, Candy? How are your travels? The IS-7, just woke up. Ooh, Pog. The IS-7 incident was the one that happened on Christmas Eve, 18 years ago. But the SS-5 incident happened... happened on February, 9th, I believe. 12 years ago. So that was... She didn't have to... Amy didn't have to meet anybody on Christmas. I guess so. It's been fine so far. Well, I'm glad. I'm assuming... Where are you going? Is it for business? Are you just having fun? It's a pleasure trip all around the world? 2 hours ahead? So is it 6 a.m.? Or is it 2 a.m.? Or a 2:50? Is it 6:50 or 2:50? That's what I want to know. Not that it matters. I don't know. I'm just curious. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. It's up to you. I'm just curious. I know maybe you don't want to reveal that information, so... It's all come to an abrupt halt. It left me quite concerned. Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. Brothers, there's no hospitals in my states. Ah. Oh, it's 5. Oh. Damn. Hi, Kevin. What's going on? Oh my gosh, Candy, that means you're 3 hours ahead of me. Wait. Yeah, you were just 2 hours ahead. Now you're 3 hours ahead of me. Goddamn. Okay, you moved to be closer to a hospital in the event shit gets bad. Understandable. In for a handful, yep. Ty Kevin, how's it going, dude? Ty Kevin, I was at work during your task block, so I didn't get to see it. So I hope to see it at some point. But how you doing, dude? Those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. I grew more and more curious, and so I absconded briefly from the prison. The rain fucked everyone up, goddamn. We do live in a rainforest, so I guess that makes sense. Those involved 12 years ago. Getting more hyper day by day. Ruh-roh. Do they talk about Fortnite and do the floss dance? I'm trying to think. I don't think I saw my younger cousin. No, I didn't. Indeed. No. You kick their tower? No! Ah! We threw the cake out of the window after we crossed state lines. Wait. So you made the cake and then nobody ate it? So then you threw the cake out the window? Your cousins are young. I have a lot of cousins right around my age. So I'm 28. Brendan's 28. Caleb is 28 or 29. David is like 26. Nathan's like 21. He's a bit younger. Then Brittany's like 20. And then we have Josh is like 16 now. Katie is like 13. And Peyton is also like 13 or 14. That's all of them. Yes, that's all of them. Yeah. So I still have a couple of younger cousins, but for the most part, we're all in our mid-20s. Grandma, was it not good? Oh, damn. You got a full range. Mostly girls. Oh. 3-year-old cousin. Damn. There's one you're not supposed to know about. The illegitimate one. Those involved 12 years ago, where Patricia Rowland blazed at best in President Huang's body double. Miss Rowland was the warden of Mr. Dogan's prison. I blackmailed the warden. That woman had tried to kill me. Perhaps the good prosecutor has already deduced the reason. You murdered President Huang, however, the world still believes he was alive. If you were able to prove the president was a fake, both Patricia Rowland and Blaze DeBest would have been in danger. That is correct. And I had heard the proof with my own ears. Taskball was pretty great. Nice. I'll have to check it out. Grandma told me one day how she missed her rip that day. What? '24, 20, 20, 19, 19. Dude, there's 5 of you. 5 of you going out. I'm gonna guess if you all go out, that's a party. That's a party and a half. 24, 20, 20, 19, 19. Well, you know, the younger ones are going to stay home, but... No one wants to go to a stinky race car track. There were some layout issues that can be learned from. They cropped out the input viewer and confused the heck out of the stream. I saw a Reddit post about that. And Cool Maddie was like, oh, no one mentioned that there was an input viewer. And it's like, motherfucker, do you really didn't think that they'd use an input viewer? I don't know. That just sounds like poor planning. TBH, honest. Candy Clan could clear a few bars. Oh, I'm sure. Let's go out with the most older ones, yeah. They do drink as much as me. Oh, no. There you go. Don't put it past Candy. She'll drink you under the table. You must have been a menace. You and your clan are a menace to the bar scene. I'm just imagining five girls come in and they drink like 3 handles of whiskey, and they move to the next one. I've told them about it and have done it in that way before. Yeah. Tykev, I think I think they dropped the ball there. She's the leader of the bunch. You know her well. She's finally back to drink Jack Daniels. I was not gonna lie. Damn. Knew it. I knew it. Kill the bottle. Well, there you go. Glad to hear it, Ty Kevin. I unfortunately didn't really see anything of it, so, well, I don't know. But again, we butt a 200k donation incentive for butts, so it was sub-but successful. My cousin would be like, nice, thanks. And then we'd all run and just stick the bottle and leave. Oh, man. 200k incentive for butts? Listen, I'd definitely donate towards that. Even if I'd already donated it. If I found out that was a donation, I'd definitely put some money towards that. Well, listen, as long as you had fun. And it's correct. I had heard the proof with my own ears. I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it was just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting. Who might you be? My apologies. I am presently waiting for someone. I am well aware of that, President Huang. Are you not meeting with your son? I did not spill blood needlessly. You may relax. I seek only the President's life. It can't be. Please wait. I'm just about to meet my son for the first time. I'm sure this will be the first and the last time. At least wait until we are finished. I thought the president would beg for his life, but he was of a different sort. Strong man. Sometimes we would be exchange students together. Oh no. Yeah, I don't speak English, but Hmm. Oh, an advanced English. That's a great move. It's a great, easy move, right? If you're in a different country, you just go like, no, speaking English, no, like no hablo inglés, yeah, yeah, or whatever, no hablo español. And people are like, what? And you're like, no hablo español. I don't know, like what? You're like, oh gosh, they're like, okay, fine, all right, sure, leave you alone. And you're like, yes, got away with it. Bro, trying to communicate when you don't speak somebody's language is the fucking worst, and I hate it. I hate it. People can really be annoying, so we just be like, yo no hablo su lengua. Yo no hablo su lengua. Well, yeah, but they're different languages. Similar, but they're different. Hear them curse perfect English, though. Well, listen, swears are fun, though. Oh, good question. Oops. Officially, the president had no son. However, he shook his head and said this illegitimate son was his, and he intended to recognize him publicly. Furthermore, he claimed that he had already made preparations towards that end. Would that son of his be the boy with horns over there, by any chance? The horns? Wait, you can see John's horns? There's no need to see them. From the moment I escaped from prison until now, I have been closely lending an ear to your voices. The president made preparations towards recognizing his son. There you go. Listen, maybe English swear words are just more fun. Because, like, there's so much power in the word, like, fuck! Right? There's so much strength. There's real energy behind it, right? Maybe it's just more fun. I don't know. What do I know? The word preparations alone would be insufficient for blackmail. That's it. There was one thing that could prove Huang's words, the will held by the House of Lang. There was also proof of his trust in us. His son's existence would have been revealed to the world. The name on the recording, the mention of preparations, and the will in Ch.5. Together, they suffice to make the warden bow to my words. Those three pieces of information, one could prove the identity of the double by using John. The president blocked the first strike of my knife with something soft. As pieces of it fell atop the snow, I struck once more. This time, the blow proved fatal. Dogen cut off the Muzilla's doll's horn. Right? None but I heard his final words. Only myself and that child knew the president's secret son. It's all good. It's true. More fun? Hell yeah. Cousin would turn into a demon who sometimes, when someone asked with her spoke Spanish. I see. Mobile delay sucks, but you know, it is what it is. I continue my correspondence. In other words, you contacted him from prison. That is correct. A post office box was used. It would allow one to send and receive letters without revealing the recipient's location. I cannot use a form of correspondence that would reveal the acolyte's location. There was someone keeping watch over my correspondences, after all. He must mean the prison warden, Patricia Rowland. Could you be more specific about the nature of your correspondences? They were mainly moves for my correspondence chess matches. If I recall, the person you were playing against. This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was... Are you saying it was playing as Knightley? Yes. Is it Horace Knightley? Is Horace Knightley the son of Dover or Gustavia? And Simon's the other one! What I fucking tell you is Simon. $1 billion Amazon-backed company with this crazy app. What? Oh yeah, and it's still off. Dummy thick. She really would get possessed. She would start yelling in Portuguese drunk if someone asked if she spoke Spanish. Oh boy, that's gotta be awful. We certainly found the correspondence chest memo in Knightley's cell. Does that mean Knightley was the kid from the IS-7 incident? Could that really be true? Is there any evidence connecting Knightley to the IS-7 incident? The IS-7 incident. Damn. Every time. Oh. Take that. I would never have gotten this, by the way. House tricks. There you go. All that Knightley left behind, could there be a clue hidden within? Which should I investigate? This ring, Pierre Hoquet. Pog, new Pog champ. Mr. Shields, please take a look at this ring. This pattern, it's Pierre Hoquet's. I thought so. He had Mr. Dover's seal turned into a ring. However, why would he have this? Shouldn't it have been held by the police as evidence from the IS-7 incident? After the incident, the seal was returned to the victim's next of kin. Mr. Dover's only family was his son. Since no one knew where the son had gone to, it took a while to get it to him. I had heard that the police had finally found him and delivered his inheritance, but the seal was thereby safely delivered to his son. So Knightley is Dover's kid, which means Dane Gustavia, son, is Simon. It's a Pepsi kind of girl? Oh, hope there was Coca-Cola there. New PogChamp every day, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care for Pepsi, but I don't really like Coke either, so I don't know. Seal was thereby safely delivered to his son. He turned the seal into a ring and wore it on his person. So, Mr. Knightley was Mr. Dover's son. The police aren't fools. I'm sure they did a thorough check before handing over the seal. Lolly Trash is here. Hi, Lolly. Someone involved in the IS-7 incident was his chess opponent. Knightley, huh? Then that man must be the mastermind behind this case. He's dead. Knightley is dead. He cannot be involved in this incident. How about that? The only one who could be the mastermind was himself a murderer. But a dead guy can't be the culprit, so there's no way that's right. Certainly is strange. In that case, who is the culprit? Pepsi's horrible here, but at the States it tastes different. Oh, different recipe. Howdy. It is officially 6/11. Came to a halt. Now, of all times? Quite odd, is it not? Anubis told me again and again how odd it was. That scary dog talked? Was he like, something's odd, Wolf? I can understand Anubis' heart, even if he does not voice his thoughts. There's something I'd like to ask, just in case. Your scary dog's staring at me right now. He's not saying, I'm hungry, I want some meat, right? Perhaps. Perhaps? Mr. Richard! Good boy. There's a good boy. At any rate, my correspondence with the Acolytes suddenly came to an abrupt halt. Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. What does he mean by that? Certainly does seem too much for a mere coincidence. The body double of Di Junhuang, the president of Ch.5, faked an assassination plot. Patricia, the warden, murdered Horace Knightley, and Blaise de Best, the chairman of the PIC, murdered Jill Crane. And to think of it, as I have been investigating these cases, I have felt the presence of some force behind the scenes. Even within the prison, I could tell that this was no insignificant event. I grew more and more curious. I absconded briefly from the prison. Writing letters in Braille can be a rather enjoyable pastime. Excuse me, but you wrote your letters in Braille? Indeed, for I possess the tools necessary to write in Braille. So you need to use tools to write in Braille? I never knew. Would you please tell us what you wrote? Everything. Letters, of course. And also the movements of the chess pieces. The movement of the chess piece by hand? That statement is intriguing. How does your handmade dog piece move? That question can wait. So then, what did you do when the letters stopped coming? Within the prison, I grew increasingly concerned about the Acolyte's whereabouts. Okay. Even so, I don't really get it. Who exactly is this Acolyte? Dogen himself has not yet made that clear. The correspondence, not just the letters, we should pay attention to the means. Okay, so the correspondence is... yeah. Typed on a WordPress processor. I'm certain you said you wrote your letters in Braille. Correct. The good prosecutor must know that I am lacking in sight, do you not? The correspondence chess letter we found has been typed out using a word processor. That cannot be. What do you mean? So someone went out of their way to retype the letters on a computer? Could another person have acted as a middleman between Dogen and Knightley? What do you mean? Dogen wrote his letters in Braille. However, by the time it reached Knightley, it had been rewritten on a word processor. We must assume that some middleman rewrote those letters. And the reverse can also be said. That somebody might have taken the letters Knightley wrote and redelivered them to Dogen. That is indeed true. Knightley and Dogen both communicated through a certain individual. Dogen, were the letters that reached you, they were in Braille, of course. Knightley boy's letters must have been transposed by the same person as well. Then that somebody must be the mastermind behind the case. You're saying there's someone else who's the mastermind behind this case? Then who the hell is it? Dover's son, Knightley, is already deceased. In that case, there is one more youth that we should consider. You mean Dane Gustavia's son? But who the heck is he? If Knightley is Dover's son, Gustavia's son must be. We're the only friends either of us has had since childhood. He was the same as me. We never had real families. It can't be. Could it? Could it really be him? What is it? You've gone all pale. I figured it out. The identity of the mastermind who's been controlling this case from the shadows. Who in the world is it? I don't want to believe it myself, but it is someone we know quite well. The mastermind is Simon motherfucking Keys. The mastermind behind this case sent a letter to Jill Crane which deceived Blaze. Furthermore, he kidnapped John and eavesdropped on us. All of his actions, the one I have not been able to get out of my mind. This is how he brought an unconscious Kay to the roof. The giant monster. Huh? Did you just say something? That's right. The key to exposing the mastermind is the monster's true form. I almost forgot. If you'd like, please come to our next show. I'll also be performing in it. The Berry Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages. Miss Swift, there is something I would like to ask of you. What? You mean me? You said that you recorded the sound of Mozilla spewing flames. Yes, will this decisive evidence of yours be recorded on that tape recorder? You got it. It's the sound of Mozilla spewing out fire. This place is nearly a sea of flames. I ain't actually seen it with my own eyes, though. Could you let us listen to the tape? Sure thing. Seems that my reasoning was correct. The true nature of the monster and the mastermind. All of my logic is coming together. Miss Hart, you said you captured a giant eye on film, did you not? Sure did. Right here in this photo. You can't really confirm it like this. Detective Gumshoe, yes sir. Lend me your film analysis device. Okay, but what do you want to analyze, sir? This photo, please. I'm on it. Mr. Analysis Boy. Is there a new clue in this photo? This is, see, ain't the Mozilla's eye right where I said it would be? I see. I finally grasped. The true form of the giant monster that was being controlled by the mastermind. Giant monster? Are you admitting it? You are, ain't you? You're admitting the mind of Mozilla is real. No, this is not Mozilla. The eye of a different monster. Please have a look at this. It's a flyer for the Berry Big Circus. This is, precisely, a rather large balloon with the head of a lion pictured here. This balloon is the true identity of the giant monster. It's Bowser. Mario, how dare you ruin my family vacation? It's the only line I know of Bowser. How did nobody notice the giant air balloon? I don't know. The sound Miss Swift recorded, which she believes is Mozilla spewing flames. Mr. Prosecutor, don't tell me. You're going to say something that'll shatter my dreams of a scoop. Hot air balloons fly by using burners to heat the air, right? Precisely, Detective. The mastermind used this monster to bring Kay to the rooftop of the Grand Tower without using the elevator. It's also how he took the Huang down? Wouldn't that mean that the mastermind is someone connected to the circus? He's a member of the circus, Knightley's friend, and Dane Gustavia's son. Who'd have thunk it? An apprentice beast tamer? He's no amateur. The beast he has tamed is none other than this entire case. Simon Keyes. He is the mastermind behind this whole incident. Mr. Keyes was really behind it all? No way. I don't believe it. We trusted him. How could it have been a lie? That's just heartbreaking. Okay. Who is it? Hey, you, stop. Where do you think you're going? The boy with horns is rather perceptive. The good prosecutor has done a remarkable job. Now that I have heard that, I have no further business here. What? Wait, Dogen! Oh no! We're being attacked! Thunk it? Yes. I think so. Okay, no, we're not. Whoa. Ooh, okay. I'm down to finish it if you guys are. Bitchin', let's do it. Damn it! Where'd he vanish to? Mr. Edgeworth, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. However, that guy, John? That Dogen guy, he's the one who killed my dad, right? There's no question. More difficult to answer. However, there's no use in denying the truth. Yes, John, you are correct. He'll pay for this. I swear he's gonna pay! I'll make him pay myself. John, you mustn't finish that thought. Prosecutor Edgeworth, please pay us no mind. Sir, I put out an APB on Dogen. All available police units will be searching for him. You heard the man, kid. He don't mean to be heartless. But we need to hurry too. Mr. Prosecutor, where's the mastermind right now? Agent Lang is right. Our top priority right now should be catching the mastermind. He said he would be practicing. He is most likely at the very big circus tent. First, Agent Lang, I have a request. Request? What is it? Now that we've identified the giant monster, our next order of business is to capture it. The moment we arrive at the tent, I need you to locate the specific item post-haste. Detective, I ask that you perform a follow-up investigation on the kidnapping incident. Roger that, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, I want to help out too. In that case, you'll be in charge of calling for backup. If he is truly the mastermind, we may require assistance from a certain someone. I met him so many times, yet his facade always fooled me into sympathy. He may have gotten the better of me in the past, but this time I'll settle it once and for all. How many people are there? Not sure. I do know that we are down to the last section of the game.